Hello there, and welcome to the Hammerman. I held back the War Factory, okay? I made sure it didn't happen. Welcome to the Hammerman destruction show for today, May the 28th. I don't know. I am sleep deprived like you wouldn't believe. It's the crab, man. It's the crabs that do it to me. As you can see, I've got the warrior statue chilling right next to the tanks that are about to get destroyed. I unfortunately wasn't super able to do a lot of it. I missed a couple of days again, but still cranked it up into the gold range. I figure as long as I can keep going with the gold, at least I'll have like a full set, you know? Hopefully I can pull that off. I don't know. We'll see next crab next month, but for this month, I was able to get the golden warrior, the golden, I'm thinking gold globe. Don't eat. All right, moving on. So it's Hammerman today. I'm actually, you know, home so that I can really actually make a video, which is kind of a nice change because the last little bit I clearly have not been. Also, like, I apologize. Wednesday, I guess, would be the day that normally I think yeah, Wednesday Eastern Standard Daytime. Whatever, anyways. The point is, I didn't have a War Factory earlier this week, and I apologize. It just, things went crazy at work. I ended up having to work late. There were things going on. And so, if you missed that and you're upset, I apologize, especially after missing, like, Hammerman last week, because we were out and about, doing, what was last week? I guess last weekend was the mud bog. So, you know, we went out with the truck and did silly things. But, anyways, doesn't matter. Hopefully, I will be able to get get back to my regularly scheduled program. If not, because the weekends with the summer coming and cottages and all the different things, you know, running the trails and whatnot, it is possible that I might swap out, not do Hammerman as often because we won't be around, and instead of doing Hammerman, do, like, say, I don't know, maybe Imitation Game or something. I'm hoping I can find a way to cram something into the work week so that I can still get at least a couple of videos out. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be Dr. T's randomly on random days. I will find a way to make things happen, though. So, you know, if this causes you distress, I am sorry. Moving on. So, obviously the stages at the very beginning there, they were not a big deal. Just roll through them if you're at max defenses. If you're not at max defenses, it's going to be a lot harder. I'm sorry, but that's just the way that it is. Moving on. Now, Stage 4 is where I kind of had to take a step back, because I was like, yeah, you know, going through, burning, haha, heavies die, yay, Riflemen, pew! I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that makes those sounds while I'm playing on the iPad, but that's just because my sound is always turned off, and even if my sound isn't turned off, generally it's piped into a computer somewhere, so I don't actually get to hear the Boom Beach sounds, so I kind of make up my own ones. For, like, example, the cryos, I always shoot lasers, like, pew pew, like, pew pew, you know, with pew. I guess maybe it should be more of a whoosh, but let's not get into this. Beard on making noises with your mouth, 10102. But stage 4, the whole point is, I was just like, wait, what? That was really crazy tough. I thought, like, stage 4 was stage 5, and it wasn't until I had finished it and then saw, like, oh, you're starting stage 5, that I was like, the frack? And I was like, holy smokes, that's scary. But then I hit 5 and I was like, oh my god. It's just like a super steep difficulty curve this week, where 1, 2, and 3 are just like walks in the park, not a big deal. You can kind of sleep through it and everybody can live happily ever after. And then like 4, it goes from like 0 to 60. What would that be in American? I guess that'd be like, what, like 30 miles an hour or something? 0 to 30? Maybe 25. Doesn't matter. Anyways, and then, like, it ratcheted up again, another level difficulty with the 5. Instead of being kind of like a flat line, which is what I was hoping, because 4 was so tough. So if you're a lower level and you're normally struggling for 4, and you kind of use 4 as your hinge point, whether you're going to drop protos or not, this week I would save the parts, maybe, unless you really want the rewards that are available. But I just feel like, holy smokes, it was crazy. Now, which is strange, because aside from last week, which was pretty, like, that was kind of a standard, the couple of weeks before that have been really tough at the high end. This time it's like the middle. They just like jammed it into the middle, and it was pretty impressive. So we're going to move on to stage number 6, and I actually felt like stage 6 was the stage that almost, it kind of plateaued a little bit. Like, 4 was a massive jump up in difficulty, 5 was another jump up in difficulty, 6 is kind of a sidestep from 5, where it's different troops, they have a little more health, they do a little more damage, but still doable if you're max defenses without having to use any prototypes. Now, obviously, in my case, I've got prototypes that I normally have sitting up on my defenses just through the week to try and snap up some intel from people taking all of my loots, especially now that the crabs rolled by, because I don't have anything to spend it on. Like, I literally was just like, well, I've got max storages, and that's crab level 3 gone. Let's see where this takes us. Turns out, once they're maxed, it doesn't take you anywhere. It just remains maxed, but that's fine. We're not going to get into this. Now, here is what I was trying to allude to earlier, which is I've got these prototype defenses sitting at the back. You can see my rocket launcher. You can see my rocket launcher. It's a Doom rocket. Mwah! No, the Doom Cannon is sitting at the back with a damage amp, because of course you've got to have a damage amp on your Doom Cannon. It's so incredibly important. That way you get to do 5,000 damage per shot instead of just 2,000. I don't know the actual numbers. Don't quote me on any of that. I'm just talking gibberish out of my ear. So... yes, my Doom Cannon actually ends up coming in and finishing off the Grenadiers, because the last load is all these Grenadiers, and they kind of shredded my base, like the really tight bases like that. It's just kind of what they do. It's their thing. Now, that being said, I feel like had I not had the Doom Cannon there blowing things up, taking out some of the troops, I probably would not have finished this on the first attempt, but by the time you try, like, attempt number 2, or maybe even attempt number 3, where, you shove the stuff that gets shocked into convenient places, and you kind of, like, shuffle out the items that get barraged really badly to, like, reduce the barrage damage, stuff like that, on those, I guess, initial attempts. By the time you hit like 3, you could probably cruise through it with no prototypes without any real problem. And then, of course, we're going to move on to stage number 7. This is the big finale. As you can see, I've got the damage amp in place. I also have the Doom Cannon in place because shiz got real with stage 7, okay? I'm not saying it was impossible, but it is a really, really tough stage 7. I did a couple of different base layouts, tried a couple of different things, and honestly, like that first landing, those 7 Gren boats, like, if you don't take those Grens out ASAP, stuff gets ugly. And then the problem is, in order to take out all those Grens ASAP right there on the beach, generally you've got to move to, like, you know, anti-Gren base, similar to the one that I have posted up here. And the problem is then all these Riflemen just pour in non-stop and just shred everything because it's right up there on the beach. There's no buffer zone, there's no mines, there's no way around it. Fortunately, as you can see, it is doable. I was able to take it out, but it did take 2 prototypes, so... Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.